If you were at the main stage at a conference with an audience of 500 plus people, what would your closing statement be?
And ladies and gentlemen, let's go out there and let's be stupid.
That might sound counterintuitive to most of us, but it's the life wisdom this guy lives by each day. This is Doc, and what follows is the story of how we spent 3 months together filming his life story and work for a documentary that was to be screened in America. Boarding a plane now.
Going to America, man.
Miracle, man.
Hey, Buddha, we like it dog.
This story starts back in 2019 when I first met Doc at a community event that I filmed, organized by mutual friend Johan Erasmus. Johan told me that if I ever needed a great life story to make a documentary about, Doc is the guy. Fast forward to 2021 when the Arbinger Institute, an amazing company based in Salt Lake City, Utah, approached me to do a series of portrait videos of South African individuals for their new online course. I suggested that we include Doc's story in the lineup of portraits, and we filmed him in his hometown of Zanin.
Yo, so last time I was here was like 98, 97. That's almost 23 years ago. That's the last time I stepped in this ground. That's the last time I saw this field. This is where I was brought up, man. This is where my soccer started. Yo, man, I scored a lot of goals, especially that side. I used to score a lot of goals there.
One of the main things that impacted me while spending time with Doc and getting to know him and his story was how candid he was. Comfortable with himself and his heritage despite the extreme hardships he suffered growing up in abject poverty and experiencing rejection from friends. Doc was able to really go to those places of pain, but at the same time exuberated an unshakable sense of hope, characterized by a signature smile and laugh, and never shying away from a joke to make the people around him laugh and feel comfortable. Hence his appeal to an audience to be stupid and not too serious, so that others may feel like they are on the same level. A big part of his life story and testimony is that he believes any obstacle can be overcome, and that the circumstances you are born into does not have to define the trajectory of your life.
So that was my daily trip. So I normally used to leave around 4 o'clock, between 4 o'clock and 20 past 4 every day. My mom would make sure I lived in winter, it's too dark here. So I used to walk here, I couldn't see anyone, there were no cars. So I would just walk from here and then all the way to school for 5 years. Yeah.
After we finished these portraits in 2021, Julio, the producer who I've been working with on these videos, approached me with a request to do a longer documentary on Doc's life and work and the people he has impacted along the way for their Turn the World Outward award. This award is given to individuals whose lives model an exceptional mindset towards helping and uplifting others, looking outside of themselves to the needs of others. This award would be handed over at their summit event in August 2022, where the final documentary edit would also be screened in front of an audience of 500 attendees. This was an amazing invitation for me and a career highlight to brainstorm and execute the story and edit with the team at Arbinger. Some of my favorite moments was the filming of reenactment scenes from Doc's childhood and early adulthood. This is how some of that turned out.
2, 3, and go.
One of the pivotal moments in Doc's life was when he received the university scholarship after finishing high school against all odds, and the unexpected community send-off as he left to go to college. This was a fun scene with about 50 extras who helped us out in a period-accurate minibus taxi.
I remember that moment. It was very beautiful. I had about maybe 300 farm workers, and just carrying my funny bag, colorful bag. I don't know where it was, colorful bag, and stood on the road. And the taxis were confused. How can I get these people inside? And then no, there's one guy going, so and it was me. It was a beautiful moment that I always gonna remember for the rest of my life. when they came all together and just cherished me, ululating, making noise, and raising me to go to university. They saw it for me.
We travelled to Cape Town in the Western Cape, Kumotiput in Mpumalanga and Tzaneen in Limpopo, as well as filming in Johannesburg at Doc's former football club. The filming was going well and the edit was coming along slowly as we started planning the international trip to Salt Lake City. Doc was really excited when we told him of this plan, but the excitement faded very quickly when we were met with the reality of post-COVID travel challenges as the visa application process for South Africans was severely backlogged, up to 6 months at that point in time. I started phoning various travel agents and scoured the internet for ways to find a solution. But the situation was very similar at all the US embassies in South Africa, and everyone wanting to apply had to wait at least 3 months to get an appointment. Except in Gaborone, Botswana, where the backlog was only 2 months. This was still not enough time for us to actually get our visas before the conference in August, but I thought I would give it a shot. We prayed for a breakthrough and I checked the booking page every single day to find a cancellation. And one afternoon, as I was loading the page, I saw it. An open booking for the very next morning. I immediately booked the spot for Doc and myself, and the next morning at 5 AM, we were on a plane for Gaborone.
So we're on our way to Gaborone. It's crazy.
It's a miracle, man.
What, like 10 hours ago, we didn't even know we were gonna
Be sleeping.
boarding a plane now. Here we go.
$7 AM in the morning.
No, you're not supposed to smile. Yeah. Warga berat.
Yeah, YouTube. But I'm smiling too much, right? Should I be smiling? Visa is approved. Yeah, 15 hours ago, we didn't know that we we're going to be sitting here.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone, man. It's a miracle. I'm still dreaming, so.
5 weeks later, Doc and I were on a plane heading for Salt Lake City. Doc met up with a longtime friend in the airport at our connection in Atlanta.
Amazing, man. I'm so pumped to see this, man.
And then after another leg, we landed in Salt Lake City. Made it.
Look at it. Where's he driving from? Good luck for your drive. You want to go and drive in the USA? I'm not going to give you a car, man. I'm serious. We are both South Africans, man. We're going to cause accidents here.
Walking on the streets, Salt Lake City.
It was really so good to finally meet Julio and all the other people from Arbinger in person, who I've worked with for such a long time. Doc and I was met with heartfelt welcome and we felt at home instantly. The people from Arbinger has a special way of making you feel known. The conference itself was such an amazing experience, where it felt like every speaker and breakout room had some life-changing wisdom. I hope I can go back and attend this again in the future. Today is the day. It's all come to this. Beautiful day today. Can't wait to see the final product of Doc's video and his speech and all the other award winners as well. And I think this is going to be a special day. Let's do this. Then it was time for the documentary and Doc's acceptance speech. This moment right here is where Kobus, the South African head of Arbinger, tried to honor me as one of the catalysts that made all of this possible. Unfortunately, I was hiding at the very back of the venue, and accepting praise is something I'm not very good at. So what was I doing? Hiding behind my camera, of course.
And I just want to ask Donnie, where are you? Can you just stand up and just wave to the crowd?
Back here.
Right, I see you. Thank you very much. So, Donnie was commissioned by Arbinger.
Seeing the final edit of the documentary on the big screen was epic, but seeing Doc's reaction to it was even better.
And that was my first time opening up to someone, because Doc, that's how he is. He will make you really, really open up. He will tell you about his mom, his dad, his brothers, his sister, you know, everything they're doing wrong and things that he doesn't like. And then you start saying,
Then it came time for Doc's speech. One of the crazy parts of this story is in that moment, it was Doc's birthday in South Africa. Being 10 hours ahead, it was already the next day back home. And once Mitch, the CEO of Arbinger, heard that, he had to intervene and make the whole crowd sing happy birthday to Doc.
Here we go. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Doc. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I've never had such a beautiful birthday. Sang by so many white people.
This is like bringing back World Cup to South Africa. Thank you so much, my friend.
And I want to say thank you to Arbinger to make me come here today. You made me feel to be part of this family. And everyone here, thank you so much. God bless.
Done, so I don't know. Like that. I'm still listening to it, man.
I'm excited.
Oh, man. It's real for our country, man. This is good for our country.
After the conference wrapped up, Jenny, the event organizer who we've been in contact with since the beginning of planning the trip, took us to their local Top Golf, which was a treat to us South Africans. The next few days, Doc stayed behind in Salt Lake City and hung out with our new made friends while I traveled down to Zion National Park for a couple of days. Because one of my big bucket list items for traveling in the USA was just to hit the open road and drive on a highway out in the middle of nowhere, which is exactly what I did. Not quite up there with biltong, but the taste kind of grows. On you. Silliness. After returning from my adventure in the south of Utah, I met up with Julio the day before our departure back to South Africa, and he showed me around Salt Lake City. Lastly, I also met up with a friend of mine who I haven't seen since 2019. Peace is the main reason that I got connected to Arbinger Institute, since she referred me after working together on another shoot back in 2019 in South Africa. It was so good to meet up with her and her fiancé again. The next morning, we packed our bags and headed for the airport with Jenny. Saying goodbye was bittersweet. This has been one of the most memorable experiences of my life and career, and the life lessons learned are so valuable. I've learned that relationships with others are one of the most important aspects in life, and the connections we make with other people are really all we have in life and work. The many people who all played a role as a link in the story, connecting me with Doc, connecting me with Arbinger, and helping us to make this story into a reality, makes me believe all the more in the fact that there is an ultimate story writer in charge of weaving all our lives together into a big, beautiful tapestry.
I missed home, man.
Yeah, what did you miss? The people.
I miss the energy, the culture.
Energy. Yeah. Something else, right?
The irony of Doc receiving the Turn the World Outward award is if you ask him about it, he would tell you that he shouldn't be getting a reward, that all humans should just be living in this way and make it a lifestyle of helping and uplifting others. Maybe that's a takeaway we can all learn from. Be ready to serve, be ready to learn, know yourself and who you are so you can relate from a place of fullness and show up for those who need your contribution in this life. Thank you for watching this behind the scenes journey, and if you like this video, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
What's your opinion on Starbucks coffee?
Did you have one?
No, but the line there is like crazy. People just don't know any better. They haven't tasted real. They haven't come to Africa.
Yeah. Just waiting for the guy is coming now.
Alright, cool.